God, today's been a nightmare. Yo, what is up, Crocs and Climbers, Poke fans? We're here to talk about episode 77 of Pokemon Horizons, and I'm here for you all today. Okay, I'm a little late, but technically speaking, I was supposed to have this video out earlier today, right? But because of shit outside of my control, I wasn't able to get it done until right now. Okay, I might talk about it a little bit on stream in, like, hopefully the next hour or so. But that's besides the point. This episode was awesome. Okay, I really liked it. I like the fact that we saw Mr. G again, you know? Mr. G, whatever. Dude, Mighty G is fucking amazing. And they're really pushing this fucking, like, My Hero Academia shit. Because even at the end of the episode, he's like, damn, I can only last 3 minutes now. Which is like a parallel to All Might at the beginning of the series. I was like, bro, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to me? I'm really hoping they show this man again more. Okay, there has to be some episode in the future where we finally get to have like this realization that Ludlow is Mighty G, because like he almost got caught. Okay, he almost got caught in this episode because Liko. Okay, maybe Liko knows something or she feels something because of the fact that like when they met like the super fan of like Mighty G when he was like an actor, right, back in the day, which is like I guess where we find out where his like true talent was back in the day, right? Like he Ludlow said something which like triggered something in Liko's head. Is like, when was this? Like, how do you know? What? So it's like he had to like find a way to like explain himself, but he didn't have to do that because the super fan was like, oh, everybody who's a super fan knows this shit, right? And all this other stuff. I'm like, bro, you literally saved Ludlow's ass and you don't even know it. Nobody knows that he's Mighty G yet. So I'm hoping that this turns into something later down the line. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. Okay, I love the gimmick, but I hope that it actually comes to pass that somebody notices something, or maybe we see Palafin again in the future, and that triggers something else, and then we find out like, okay, I don't think the anime is actually gonna show us how Palafin transforms. Okay, that's gonna be like one of those like Pokemon mysteries that nobody's ever gonna find out, like what Mimikyu looks like under the disguise. Okay, nobody will ever know the real way that Palafin transforms. Okay, but there has to be something to show how Ludlow transforms into Mighty G. That's all I'm saying. Okay, somebody else has to know the secret, and I can't wait for that episode to happen. On top of that, okay, listen, Wooper is like one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, I just love it in the anime, right? In the games, it's like whatever. I never had like too much of an affinity to like Wooper to begin with. I like Quagsire because I'm a Saw guy, but like, listen, okay, don't judge me. Okay, you can judge me in the comments. I don't fucking care. But listen. Wooper in the anime has always been goated to me because I love it ever since the old school like back in the day, like the movie 2, like or the fucking Pikachu shorts with like the Pichu brothers and shit, and like you always had that fucking Wooper was like oppa, and I'm like, bro, this thing is a fucking adorable, and they brought it back, and the thing is, it sounds the same in Japanese, so you still hear him go like oppa, and I don't even know if Wooper is the actual name in Japanese. Okay, I'm not gonna go that far into like investigating shit, but like just the fact that he sounds the same is fucking adorable, and it trying to be like a little superhero was cute. Okay, you can't watch this episode and not think that Wooper is like one of the cutest Pokemon in the anime. Like, this is one of those things where like, for me personally, I have a thing where like I might like a Pokemon in like the games, but I don't vibe with it too much in the anime. Or vice versa. I don't, like in the anime, I really like it, but in the games, I don't vibe too much with it. This is one of those clear-cut examples where like, Wooper is like a whatever Pokemon in the games. Like, right, I've never really had this like big affinity to it. But when it comes to the show, I have such a like I will defend Wooper with my life. Let me put it to this like, if I were to put like separate lists of like, how much I like a Pokemon in the games, and then how much I like a Pokemon in the anime, like Wooper is definitely like up there. Like maybe like top 20-ish. But he's not even like top 300 in like the fucking games. And he's not even a pot, like maybe he's like closer into like the hundreds if like you mesh the two lists together, I guess. But like, I'm just saying, my boy is my boy. Outside of that, I'm a little upset that like we literally just got Cleavor like 4 episodes ago, and we're already like running into Entei next episode. That's like the one thing I want to talk about at the end of this review, right? We're done with the episode. The episode was fine. Okay, the episode was great. I love the fucking other shit that happened with Mighty G and the like trip down memory lane to Ludlow's younger years shit, right? Okay, I guess I could talk about that before I talk about the Entei stuff. The whole thing of like Ludlow, like this is like his hometown, right? Olivine City is his hometown, right? And like they had this portion at the beginning of the episode where they're like walking through the streets and like he's remembering what used to be there, or like, oh, I know this great like food place right here, and it's like a fucking iPhone store now, and I'm like, oh, I remember this being here, and it's like now something else, and I was like, oh, I remember this thing used to be this, now it's just an empty lot, right? It's one of those things where it happens to anybody who's like not older, right? Me as an old man, right? I'm in my 30s, right? So we all everybody considers us old when you hit the 30-year mark, right? And it feels weird when you go back to where you used to live before, right? And everything's just changed. Because I've moved plenty of times in my life, right? But there's places where I lived for a long time, right? That if I go back to them, nothing looks the same. There's new things there. There's things that used to exist there that don't exist anymore. It really hits you home. Like that whole like, man, I used to know this place. And now everything's fucking changed, right? So it's one of those, it's a cool concept that you guys, if you're young, you're not going to actually see the effects of it until you're older, right? Everything you see now won't exist the way it is right now. There's very few places that actually look the same as they did like 20 years ago. But that aside, like that's Ludlow, like character development, which is nice. I want to talk about this fucking Entei shit, right? Why the fuck did we just, like 5 episodes after we catch Cleavor, we're already getting Entei? This is fucking ridiculous. This is like, it feels like they're just like speed running through this shit, which I do not want, okay? Because the problem is, the way they're setting it up is that, oh, we see Entei in the next episode, and I'm assuming okay, what I'm hoping for, and if they do this, then I'll give them props, right? If we see Entei next episode, and they do what they've done with every other of the past heroes, where they're like, oh, we see them in the first episode, and then something happens in the second episode, and they catch him in the third. Or they catch him in the second episode after like a misunderstanding gets cleared up or whatever. That's like the whole way they've done this. The only way I'm going to give them praise is if they see Entei next episode and some wild shit happens and the bitch disappears. Okay, Entei has always been known as a roamer, right, in the games, which, you know, makes it sound like, oh, well, it's always constantly moving around. What I'm hoping for is that if they do it right, we see Entei, it disappears at the end of the episode, and then we don't see it back for like maybe like 10 more episodes or something like that. Because if we see Entei next episode and they catch it in the episode right after that, this is fucking ridiculous. Because after that, all you have is Rayquaza, and we're not going to deal with Rayquaza until we deal with Gideon, which is like, why? What's the point of having 5 of the 6 heroes if we're still not going to be dealing with Rakua stuff until like way later in the series? Granted, I don't know how much longer Horizons has to go, right? Because next year we're jumping in to like Legend ZA, right? So unless they like do some fucking tie-in between Legend ZA and fucking Horizons, which I highly doubt, right? Then we're probably going to be leading into the next territory, right? I don't think the Horizons cast is going to last after this. I think when we get to Gen 10, they're going to get replaced again. Unless they're truly going to make like Liko, Roy, and Dot like the full replacements of like the Ash crew, which I don't think they should do. Like, you have one storyline, that's it. As soon as you hit Rakua, you're done, right? So, I don't know. I just feel, right now, it feels like they're speedrunning this shit. And I'm really worried about that because, technically speaking, you still have another year, maybe, potentially, of, like, content you gotta fill in. And the fact that we're seeing Entei this early and the potential of catching it this soon is a little concerning for me personally. Unless they do, what I'm hoping is that we see Entei, we deal with him for a little bit in this episode, and then it disappears for like, I said 10 episodes earlier, but you can make it short, maybe like 5, 6 more episodes, and then we see it again, then we do like the 2 episode thing. But I'm really hoping that this isn't just like trying to tie up loose ends for something else, right? But I think I'm going to leave it off there. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know your thoughts about the episode in the comment section below. Also, make sure to go into the Q&A questions announcement I'll leave a thing in the end card somewhere here, you know, one of the two. I don't know which one it is. But make sure to go to that video and ask your questions for the Q&A, which is happening this Friday. So see you all there, right? And I think that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been your boy, SoresanCrockxen, and I will see you guys in future videos, streams, shorts, and everything in between. And I will catch you guys in about an hour for Pokemon Rejuvenation live stream here on the channel. Later!